This incident occurred at Chicago Midway Airport, where a Southwest Airlines flight was cleared to land on runway 31 center, while a Challenger 350 mistakenly crossed the same runway without authorization. Let's go step by step through the ATC transmissions to understand how this breakdown in communication led to a dangerous near miss.
Ground, Flexjet 560, signature with Tango.
The incident begins with Flexjet 560 calling ground control, stating that they are at Signature Aviation, a fixed-based operator, or FBO, that services private and non-commercial aircraft. Flexjet also states that they have Tango, meaning that they have the latest ATIS weather report. ATIS reports are updated regularly and labeled with an alphabet letter, such as Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, etc., ensuring that pilots receive the most current weather and airport conditions. The ground controller does not fully understand Flexjet's initial transmission and asks them to repeat it.
And last call again?
Flexjet 560, signature with Tango taxi.
Flexjet 560, runway, actually departure frequency is 119.35. Runway 22 left. What taxi are you coming out of?
We're over at Whiskey, Flexjet 560.
Flexjet 560, roger, taxi via Foxtrot and hold short of runway 22 right. Plan for runway 22 left.
All right, plan for 22 left, Foxtrot Whiskey, Flexjet 560.
Flexjet 560 requests taxi clearance and the ground controller instructs them to taxi via Foxtrot and hold short of runway 22 right. As seen here on the Midway Airport diagram, Signature Aviation is located near the hangars on the west side of the airfield. Flexjet, starting from this position, will need to taxi eastward across multiple taxiways and runways to reach runway 22 left, their assigned departure runway. Flexjet acknowledges that runway 22 left is their departure runway, but incorrectly reads back their taxi clearance, saying Foxtrot Whiskey instead of the correct Whiskey Foxtrot sequence. Additionally, and more importantly, they failed to read back the hold short instruction for runway 22 right, a critical omission. Controllers are trained to catch these errors and request a correct readback, but in this case, the ATC controller does not correct the missing hold short instruction. Now, while 22 right is not the runway that Flexjet 560 inadvertently crossed, this could have been a moment to clarify the taxiing route and prevent any further confusion.
Hey, ground, Flexjet 560, just want to confirm our taxi instructions for 22 left from Signature.
Yeah, where on the ramp are you, sir?
We're at Signature Aviation at Alpha taxi.
Okay, taxi Alpha, Foxtrot, hold short of 22 right.
Alpha Fox, hold short, 22 right, Flexjet 560.
Approximately 2 minutes later, Flexjet now calls back to clarify its taxi instructions. This delay suggests that the crew was unsure about their route. Contributing factors could include their vague initial position report. They gave their location as Whiskey instead of specifying a precise intersection on Whiskey. Secondly, their incorrect readback of taxiway instructions, saying Foxtrot Whiskey instead of Whiskey Foxtrot. A third contributing factor, their failure to acknowledge the hold short instructions for runway 22 right. The ground controller reissues the taxi clearance with better precision, instructing them to taxi via Alpha, then Foxtrot, and to hold short of runway 22 right. As seen here on the airport diagram, Flexjet is expected to travel on taxiway Alpha toward taxiway Foxtrot, making a right on Foxtrot and stopping at runway 22 right before receiving further clearance. This time, Flexjet reads back the instructions correctly, seemingly resolving the confusion. While Flexjet continues to taxi, a Southwest Airlines aircraft checks in about 8 miles from touchdown.
Tower Southwest 2504, inside runs ILS 31 center.
2504 Midway Tower, runway 31 center, clear to land.
Southwest 2504, clear to land 31 center.
The Southwest Airlines aircraft reports that they are near a waypoint called Runts. The tower controller clears them to land on runway 31 center, the very runway that Flexjet will eventually cross by mistake. At this point, the two aircraft are communicating with separate controllers. Flexjet is still on ground control, which manages taxiing. Southwest is on tower control, which manages takeoffs and landings. But even though they are on different frequencies, the instructions given by each controller are coordinated. Tower cleared Southwest to land on runway 31 center, under the assumption it would be clear. And ground control is just about to tell Flexjet 560 not to cross runway 31 center.
Flexjet 560, turn left on runway 4 left, cross runway 31 left, and hold short of runway 31 center.
Right, left on 4 left, cross 22 or 13 center, Flexjet 560.
Flexjet 560 negative, cross runway 31 left, hold short runway 31 center.
Cross 31 left, hold short 31 center, Flexjet 560.
At this point, Flexjet 560 receives new taxi instructions from the ground controller. Turn left onto runway 4 left, cross runway 31 left, hold short of runway 31 center. As seen here on the airfield diagram, these instructions require the aircraft to maneuver across 3 active runways: runway 4 left, runway 31 left, and runway 31 center, with the key restriction to hold short of runway 31 center. However, Flexjet's readback contains multiple errors that reveal a lack of clarity in their understanding. They misidentify runway 31 center as runway 13 center, which is technically correct since it refers to the opposite end of the same runway, but it demonstrates confusion and disorientation in processing the instructions. They incorrectly mention runway 22 in their readback, which was never part of these taxi instructions. This may have been because runway 22 left was their planned departure runway, making it top of mind for the crew. Their biggest mistake is they incorrectly read back clearance to cross runway 31 center, which they mistakenly called 13 center, instead of holding short as instructed. The controller immediately catches the incorrect readback and corrects the crew, ensuring that they understand that they must hold short of runway 31 center. At this point, it seems like the issue has been resolved. However, when Flexjet proceeds to taxi, they disregard the corrected instruction and do exactly what they originally said in their incorrect readback, crossing runway 31 center without authorization, directly into the path of an arriving Southwest Airlines jet.
I will take, we'll cross 22 left on hotel way to the end, with the other way Southwest 769. Flexjet 560, hold your position there.
Hold position, Flexjet 560.
The ground controller urgently tries to stop Flexjet, interrupting another aircraft's transmission in a last-ditch effort, but Flexjet has already crossed the runway, directly into Southwest's path. The Southwest crew, realizing the danger, executes an emergency go-around just as their wheels are about to touch the ground.
Southwest 2504 going around.
2504, roger that, maintain 3000.
Southwest 2504 up to 3000.
The reason for this go-around was urgent and of an emergency nature. As the Challenger crossed the active runway just as Southwest was making contact with the ground. But while the situation itself was severe, the go-around maneuver is a routine and well-practiced procedure in aviation. Pilots train for go-arounds from their earliest days of flight instruction, even in small single-engine aircraft. In this case, while the reason for the go-around was critical, the execution itself was standard, and there was no immediate safety risk once Southwest initiated the maneuver. After increasing power and initiating the climb, Southwest receives an instruction to climb to 3,000 feet. At this point, curiosity takes over, and the Southwest pilots ask a question.
Tower Southwest 2504, how'd that happen?
This is the critical question, and while the official investigation will provide a definitive answer, we can already piece together what happened based on the ATC transmissions. From both the ground and tower communications, we know that Flexjet 560 crossed runway 31 center without authorization, just as Southwest was touching down, forcing the go-around. But the tower does not immediately answer Southwest's question about how this happened. This could be for several reasons. At the moment, just seconds after the near miss, the controllers may not yet know exactly what went wrong. Responsibility could lie with the ground controller, the Flexjet crew, or less likely an unintentional misstep by Southwest itself. ATC might want to review the situation before providing a response. It was not wrong or unusual for Southwest to ask, because pilots often want to understand why an event occurred, especially when it involves a safety-related incident. Additionally, Southwest likely wanted to ensure that they themselves were not at fault in any way.
2504, climbing 3000, contact Chicago approach 128.2.
128.2, Southwest 2504.
After reiterating the instruction for Southwest to climb to 3,000 feet, the tower controller instructs them to contact Chicago approach. By switching to the approach frequency, Southwest will now be resequenced into the landing order and will prepare to attempt landing again for the second time. Now, back to Flexjet 560, the Challenger jet that inadvertently crossed runway 31 center and caused this entire incident.
Flexjet 560, continue across the hold short of hotel.
Cross hold short, hotel, Flexjet 560.
Flexjet 560, your instructions are to hold short of runway 31 center.
The ground controller instructs the Challenger jet to cross the hold short line and then to hold short of taxiway hotel, since it has already crossed runway 31 center. At this point, it is clear to the ground controller where the mistake took place, and he explicitly tells the Flexjet crew what they did wrong. They failed to hold short of runway 31 center. By now, it is definitely hitting home with the Challenger crew exactly what they've done and what the ramifications will be. They're going to have to make a call to the tower, and that is something that no pilot, whether aspiring or a veteran, wants to hear. Those three words, possible pilot deviation, are dreaded in aviation. When they are uttered, pilots immediately understand that they have likely made a serious mistake and will need to call the tower to explain what happened. Luckily, in this case, no one was harmed, but this could have been a catastrophic mistake on the part of the Flexjet crew.
Flexjet 560, possible pilot deviation. Advise you contact Midway Tower at a number when you're ready to copy.
Flexjet 560, ready to copy.
The Challenger crew takes down the number given to them by the ground controller, which they will need to call to speak with someone in the tower. After they confirm receipt of the number, the ground controller issues additional taxi instructions, directing them to a less heavily trafficked taxiway, where they can park and make their phone call to the tower.
Flexjet 560, when able, you're going to continue down 22 right, make the left turn November, and then November 2 into the triangle, and then you can call the tower there.
All right, Flexjet 560, continue at 22 right, left November, and November 2 into the triangle, Flexjet 560.
This near miss highlights several critical factors in ATC communication. The importance of precise readbacks. Flexjet's initial mistake in repeating instructions set the stage for later confusion. Controller oversight. ATC should have caught the missing hold short acknowledgement and required a correct readback. Situational awareness. Flexjet's crew should have been extra cautious with multiple runway crossings in their taxi route. Luckily, the Southwest crew reacted quickly and professionally, avoiding what could have been a deadly collision. Let this incident serve as a reminder of why runway incursions are among the most serious threats in aviation safety, and how critical, clear ATC communication is in preventing accidents and incidents.